step off.
Over the course of the movie, I dropped a bit of weight. I started off, I remember when I was scouting, I was quite a bit heavier than now. My assistant, Karen, helped me out. She brought me a lot of meals. I didn't spend a lot of time at craft service or going to catering. And over the course of the film, I lost weight. I lost probably about 75 pounds, maybe more, up, give or take, depending on where I'm at now. And I wanted to lose weight because I was playing Happy Hogan in the film. And so I wanted to hit a certain weight, lose a certain amount of pounds, and I just kept going. And there were problems too, because my wardrobe would change in size over the course of the film. And even my wig size changed. It's amazing. Everything sort of changes. Your shoe size changes. I have real hair, but I wanted to have cool hair. So straight hair, I never had like a real shock of straight hair like in the comic books.
I had a wonderful time working with Peter Billingsley, who is a close friend of Favreau's, and I got him to shave his head bald, not as bald as mine. I didn't want him to upstage me. It's like, yeah.
It really is. Is yours like velvety too? Oh yeah, that's nice. We both have good heads of hair.
Peter wanted to shave his head to look a little different, age him up a little bit. When you threw a lab coat on the guy, he looked like he was 14 years old, and so shaving his head and throwing glasses on him and growing a mustache gave him a little bit more of a distinguished look.
There's an ID, probably a couple pens to watch. In approaching this cameo, I really wanted to send a message to the other actors who I felt were really phoning in their performances that, you know, guys, let me show you a level of commitment to acting.
The camaraderie that John nurtures on a set is to ad-lib. You don't see that all the time on movies this size, where somebody's on wires or you're up against a green screen or you can't move too much because there's going to be a computer effect, and it can get very rigid. It was very important to John that the film not feel rigid, that the film feel and have a flow to it and have a sense of fun to it. Always believable, but never too overwhelmingly pretentious or self-serious.
We're ironmongers. We make weapons.
My name on the side of the building.
And what we do keeps the world from falling into chaos. The spirit in which it was shot and the way we did it was like you might do a small independent art film in a funny sort of way. I think you're just not towards the end of the movie. I think we're just starting to kind of get up to speed and start to kind of relax and have faith in this process that the way we do it. Each time we would do one of these scenes, there would be a great sense of relief, like, man, oh, we got through that one, we pulled it out, you know, how did we do it?
This technology, it comes along once in a generation. And it's a gift.
I think him saying either that or I can take it, and you said I said no, and I put it in front of you. Be that.
If I have
one, will you move it back? If
I have one drink, could we move on? Yes.
And he takes it.
Takes a drink.
Now, do we cheers before that? That'd be good.
We have one drink. Okay, here.
Settle please and roll sound.
And boom up. Boom up. Boom up.
Okay. Ready and action.
Honey, I hate it when we fight.
Good morning, Mr.
Judge, I'm not mad. I'm just
I said I was sorry. Thanks.
I don't want to hear you.
What more
you
do you
don't
need than an
respect
apology?
yourself. I definitely know you don't respect me. John recognizes that the script is a skeleton. The comic book is a skeleton. You know, what we are creating is real life, so he allows it to grow and to improv and to become something alive and three-dimensional.
I want to be
sober,
fresh.
okay?
I know what I'm doing. I live for this. This is business travel. I don't got a throttle between my legs going, you know hopping
just
from my...
do what you want to do. Just leave me alone.
Join me. One drink. To business.
I said no.
To the future. To the Air Force.
Will it get you to shut up?
The look of the film is something that you know, is as much a part of the franchise as the character himself. And as a director, it's one of the elements that you have a lot of control over.
Maybe she does one move and then Sarah can come in and do it.
I'm not a cinematographer. I wouldn't know how to light a scene as a cinematographer or a gaffer. I have a lot of respect for what they do. But I do understand a look that I like. And in hiring Matty Libatique, who I've been wanting to work with for a while, and I've been a fan of his since his much smaller films, he brings a certain style to it, a certain grittiness, and he's also able to give it a big movie look. And he understands how much a priority reality is, and how the challenge for this movie was to ground it in reality, because it's such a fantastic story, such a fantastic character, that your job as a director is to make it personal.
Welcome home, Mr. Starr.
Thanks, Jarvis.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, there are two ways to go. One is just to create a spectacle that people could, you know, munch popcorn and ogle at and enjoy, and that certainly is a lucrative proposition. But as a filmmaker who's going to be working on this thing for 2 years, and possibly other films to come, it's important for me to have an aspect to it that I could really buy into beyond just being a trifle, you know, being just a treat for the audience. You also want to do something where you're telling a story and maybe speaking to something and going for something a little bit more. And the way Maddie lights and the way that Mike Riva designs the sets, it brings reality to it.
Sir, you have 1,713 new voice messages, including 3 from the Mandarin.
About the time that we cast Robert Downey Jr., I was thinking about the house and trying to figure out what kind of design it should be. And even though we had decided on this kind of angular, flat, metallic, hard-edged look, the idea that Robert Downey Jr. has he comes with a certain vulnerability with him, and it may sound strange, but we redesigned the notion of the house after casting him. I thought that he would be more suitable in something that architecturally mirrored who he was, a little softer inside, a little bit more susceptible, a little more vulnerable. There was a certain vulnerability about him, so I thought round is nice, and it's more elegant, and it just seemed a little bit more womb-like.
When this project first came along, they gave me a bunch of the comic books and history of the characters and so forth, and I said, ooh, Obadiah Stane's got this wild suit, ironmonger suit, and all these different things. And I got kind of excited about that again, the kid in me.
We'll counter your move, so wherever you move, we'll kind of go with you and take the weight of the suit itself.
You have rotation by yourself, Jeff.
Yeah, I've got it now by myself, right?
No, you can spin your weight. There you go.
That's always just you.
Then when I met with John the first time, he said, "Oh no, you don't get